We're on day 7 of the 7th annual Canal Pursuit for Mental Health, and we're in beautiful Merrickville, Ontario. Is it Merrickville or Merrickville-Wolford?
The municipality is Merrickville-Wolford, and you are currently in the village of Merrickville.
Merrickville, excellent. We did a little research about Merrickville on the internet, so we know it has to be true, right? Once voted Canada's most beautiful village.
Yes.
The foundry, just down the street here, has been in operation since 1840 or so, and still is operating, right?
Yes, a little differently than from 1840,
I
but
imagine.
It's definitely operational, yes.
It's one of the oldest settlements along the Rideau Canal, with more than 100 historic and heritage properties in the area.
Yes, indeed, yes.
The Canal Pursuit's coming through town for as I said, the 7th year in a row. We have had 35 runners or so far coming across. Bob Joint just went through town here, and he's on his way up to Burritts Rapids, where he'll be finishing his day, and we'll be continuing on from there into Ottawa tomorrow. The Canal Pursuit for Mental Health supports the Mood Disorder Society of Canada. So it's a fundraiser as well as an awareness campaign for the Defeat Depression campaign. What the Mood Disorder Society does is make connections. They run a few programs themselves to support other organizations, but their main function is making connections in our healthcare system. Connecting caregivers, community organizations, government organizations, and those who need help. Mostly focused on depression, anxiety disorder, and PTSD. Some of the statistics are kind of staggering when you really look at the numbers. Something like 24% of the deaths among Canadians 15 to 24, so a quarter of the death of those youth is by suicide. A huge number. The chance of having a mental illness in your lifetime and my lifetime is 1 in 5, and the number of people at any one time in Canada who are struggling with a mental illness is just over 10%. So it's not a small thing. I'm here today. Doug Struthers, Mr. Mayor Doug Struthers has come by to cheer the runners on and support us. I understand you've been the mayor since 2018, but also 2000 to 2014?
That is correct.
All right, so I got my numbers right. I didn't get that screwed up.
Had a wee bit of a holiday.
All right. A longtime resident of Merrickville, and I really appreciate that you've come out to support our run and to support our runner today.
Yeah, well, it's a pleasure to be here and a pleasure to welcome you and all the runners. Yes, indeed, we are the prettiest village in Canada. We're also known as the jewel of the Rideau. It is a wonderful place to live and work and raise a family and to visit, of course. But you know, this last year has been challenging for so many people, year and a half. And you know, one of the things that I've said very delicately to people, anyone who lived during the Great Ice Storm of 1998, by comparison, it was relatively easy. I say that with respect. But by and large, in 1998, it was keeping as many people together, and then you could keep them warm and keep them fed, and that worked quite well. It was challenging enough. During the pandemic, you know, we're getting through this together by not being together. And what is the effect of that? Certainly we hear a lot about the great work that our frontline workers have done. But let's remember, frontline workers include doctors, nurses, long-term care workers, our paramedics, our firefighters, and particularly in our area, our volunteer firefighters, because I think on percentage-wise last year, almost 50% of our calls for our volunteer firefighters were medical calls. And not all of them, when you say medical calls, are necessarily a physical medical call. And we're quite proud in our community. We have actually, our community health center was the first rural community health center in the province of Ontario. And the significant value of that center in our community, because we don't have the formal mental health services that at the usually at the county level that they're afforded. We have those services a little, say, more indirectly with the great doctors and nurse practitioners we have right here in our community. Easy to talk about, and I was really interested in the numbers and the statistics, but I think it's extremely mindful to keep in mind. There's an expression, you know, 1 million is a statistic, 1 is a number. 1 is a number, and we need to be mindful that when we're talking about people, it could be you, it could be me, it could be you. One of the most significant health issues we have in Canada is our mental health issues, and they come in so many ways, shapes, and forms. So I think it's tremendous that I can't believe 7 years now you've been not just fundraising but running. I know they often say, well, politicians are running all the time. There's no comparison to running, and the running that you've done. How many weeks have you been out running now, up and down the Trent Severn?
Just over a week.
Just over a week, and we know what the weather is like. So kudos for you folks for doing that. I really admire you for doing that, but really greatly appreciate the work that you're doing in the fundraising and the awareness during this period of time, so you can continue over the course of the years to come the wonderful work you're doing that is so, I don't want to say desperately needed, it is genuinely needed, and it's the foundation of a community can be how, not as just mental health or health of the community, but how we support one another. So there you are. It's a great pleasure to be able to meet with you today, welcome you to Merrickville, and wish everybody just a great run to the last leg up to our nation's capital, the city of Ottawa. As Mayor Watson would say, and I know Mayor Watson quite well, Ottawa is every Canadian's second home. So you'll be more than welcome there, as well as you have been here in Merrickville.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. My pleasure. Thank you.